Okay, hi, Asahiko, madam. Today, Uncle Ricky would like to tell you a story about Chae Industries. Okay, Chae Industries. This is a report was prepared by Amra Hakim, Anda Munira, Nahanan, uh, Mama Izwan, and Uncle Ricky. Okay, before Uncle Ricky wants to present you this report, we want to tell you why we do this report. It is a suggestion model for the business model or operation. Okay, there are two people who are telling you this story. First, Uncle Ricky, then is Auntie Hanan. Auntie Hanan. Okay, the content by content background, objectives of simulation, data collection, and process of production is going to be presented to you by Uncle Ricky. And material handling, staffing management plan, facility layout of the design, result, summary, and recommendation is going to be presented by Auntie Hanan. So, off to the first content, which is company background. Okay, Chae Industries was founded in 1980s. It involved in manufacturing various kind of furniture, from home furniture to office furniture, but mostly is to office furniture because most of their Chae Industries customer are office office workers that want office furnitures. So private it is a private limited company, and it has been existed for 36 years. So the nature of business of this company is the manufacture and sale of wooden furniture and component parts. So it is located at Jalan Industry B7, which is uh, 5 minutes from KPM Bandar Menawar. Active involve active involvement in the office furniture sector, and they started an expansion the program of production and facilities. One of the best OEM furniture manufacturer. Okay, this company, they are mostly making office furniture that are custom. So they make the design based on the customer's demand. So but customer have an option. So if they want to like cheaper, much cheaper and standard design of the office furniture, they can have that option. But if they want office furniture that have uh like they want with their own style or their own function, they can also have that design, but they must give the design to them. Okay, X is objective of simulation. So why does we do simulation? Okay, first, because we want to increase the utilization of machine from old to new. So many manufacturers out there, they like to buy new machines that cost millions, and they utilize the new machine, while the old machine they just either store it or just throw it away. This is a waste because both old and new can be utilized, and they can help to increase the efficiency of the manufacturer. Second is to reduce the lead time or waiting time for the furniture to be completed. So if, for example, if we use only the new machines, which is, as we know, is faster than the old machinery, but doesn't it make uh, the lead time less when if we use both machines? When we use both machines, they more furniture are going can be completed in time. So the third one is, based on my opinion, simulation can create a free risk environment. This is because with the simulation, we can predict and know what kind of the dangers if we open a manufacturer. For example, in a manufacturer, especially a furniture manufacturer, there can be some cases or situation that can be fire caused by the machinery. So we need to do a simulation on how to prevent it, and we can do monthly maintenance, and we can give them training. But all of that, we must do a simulation first before we take action, because this can help us to prevent wastage. So, of the next point, which is data collection. Okay. Chae company is a manufacturer of standard office furniture, and they also have custom made furniture. So, to make this office furniture, they must have four main data that we collect. First, in entities. Entities is what are the raw materials that are needed. So for the first main raw material is MDF board. MDF board stands for medium dense fiber board, which are the uh, when people usually cut the log, there will be dust of the log. So what people usually do, they collect the dust and compress it to become a board. That is the MDF board. Before this, Chae Industries uh, have a supplier of MDF board from Kelantan, but now they have uh, a new supplier which is cheaper and nearer at Bangi. Second is equipment. So equipment, what are the things that they needed to make the furniture? So we need pallet, forklift, vacuum gripper, edging machine, and other machine. So why they need this equipment is because for example, vacuum gripper can help to reduce the risk of the raw materials from being damaged, because as a human we are tended to make mistakes, because most of us, when we do long work, we tend to make mistakes and damage the raw materials. Second is resources, which is worker or employee. We need the experienced employee to enter the correct input or data inside the machinery, so it can cut or edging the board to make a furniture based on the customer's demand. Second is location. So location for spraying, curving, drilling, or storage area. And process of production. Process of production. Okay. The process to make the office furniture, first, the vacuum gripper, the forklift, there will be a worker that take the MDF board based on the size and the length of the MDF board that are needed from the warehouse, and they will put in an area where the MDF board can be uh, taken by the vacuum gripper. So the vacuum gripper will place onto the cutting machine, where the machine will cut it into a smaller board. And step 3, the vacuum gripper will take the board also, move to the curving machine, where the board is cut based on the design that is for example, like custom design. uh, so it needs to be curved based on the design. Step 4 is drilling. The furniture must be drilled to must be drilled so that they can place all the hardwares items such as the screw or the wooden plug. Second is for the edging. The edging is where they trim the edges, so to prevent any damage towards the office furniture. Step 6 is spray. This is where the workers they place a protective film spray, so for water or anything that can damage the office furniture can help to extend the period of the office furniture. Step 7 is installing hardware. So this is where they are also been done by the workers to install the hardware such as the screws and the bolts. Sometimes there are office furniture where they are plugs available, so they needed to place the plugs. So some of the furnitures have available plugs, so it is needed to be placed there. So step 8 is separate, where the the cargo are being separated when it's done. So step 9 where is packaging, because the office furniture that is um, being shipped up to the customer, uh, they are not ready. So when the items already arrive to the customer, they need to place it by themselves. So step 10 delivery. For your information, the delivery is not being done by Chae Industries. All of it is uh, already managed by the customer. So the customer must manage the documents for the delivery order, and for the any customs documentation needed. For example, there are also customers from Singapore, so they need to have the custom documentation such as K1 or K2. Okay, so I'm going to give this presentation to Hanan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Madam Hasna. I am Nur Hanan Sufia binti Zanusi. I am the presenter for my group. Today, I would like to present about the company that we went to for our assignment, which is Chae-E Industry. Okay, for the first one is material handling. Material handling is the movement, protection, storage, and control of materials and products throughout manufacturing, warehousing, distribution, consumption, and disposal. Material handling, there are a lot of type of material handling, which is it can be manual, semi-automated, or manual automated equipment. Material handling is very important because it will support the logistics and make the supply chain work more effectively. The function of the material handling is to minimize the movement in production operation and to speed up the movement of the materials. This material handling is very important for the worker that work in warehousing, manufacturing, or distribution plant because they use a lot of material handling in daily life to facilitate their work. There are 5 types of material handling that company Chae use to facilitate their worker. For the first one is roller conveyor. Roller conveyor is the series of rollers that connected with other station to another station. This roller conveyor is to support the movement within a station. Roller conveyor is also very low maintenance and easy to install. For example, their worker will put the chipboard on the roller conveyor from cutting station to the curving station. Second is the pallet jack. Pallet jack is the tool that used to lift and move pallet. This pallet jack can move around easily and can put heavy goods on the pallet. The worker usually they will put the packaging of the board to move around without use their energy. Third is forklift. Forklift is a small vehicle that can slide under heavy load and can rise to move around. This forklift is for moving and stacking material over short distance. The worker of the Chae-E company, they use forklift to put the finished product on the forklift and to move to the lorry. They use forklift to unload and loading the packaging for delivery to their customer. Next is automated machine. Automated machine is a machine or machine tool that after once being set up operates automatically. Each station has their own computer and the worker will set up at the computer and the machine will operate automatically by the worker setup. This automated machine is same like AutoCAD software. This machine can minimize the time for cutting and curving the chipboard. Lastly is the shucking vacuum. Shucking vacuum is a machine that used to grip the board and move to the automated machine. Each station also have shucking vacuum and shucking vacuum because this shucking vacuum will minimize the movement of worker and it more convenient because the worker will put the keyboard on the shucking vacuum and the shucking vacuum will move the keyboard to another station. They does not have to use their energy to move the keyboard. In the warehouse of Chae-E, there are a lot of automated machine and shucking vacuum because this two matter handling is very important to help their worker to facilitate their work. Next is staffing management plan. Staffing management plan is a plan designed to help organization first identify and then acquire the workers that need at all level in all departments. This plan is depend on the organization of the company, the business model and how the company work to complete their project. It is because how the company hire the worker will affect this staffing management plan. Company Chae-E industry divided by 4 departments. The top of the organization in their company is the director and then divide by 4 department which is finance department, sales department, purchasing department and production department. Chae-E company has a proper scheduling and time allocation for each worker. It is because they operated from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. and they do not use working time shift. The Chae-E company has already set up for worker that the worker will work 12 hours in a day and specify to 48 hours per week. The worker will get one day off per week to get rest from their work. And most of the worker in the company Chae is 88% of foreign worker and 20% is the local people. Next is the each department of the organization in the Chae company. First one is finance department. Finance department has related with the administration because these two departments will manage the planning of the company and organize the financial of the company. They also produce the company financial statement and manage it. Second is sales department. This department is responsible for selling the product. This department will manage the client and order from the client. They will taking order from the client and submit the order to the production team. Third is purchasing department. This department is responsible for purchasing the raw material from supplier. The supplier for Chae company is from Kelantan and Seremban. They will manage the order and storage of raw material. Each week, this department will taking order from their supplier, and when the raw material is arrived, they will store the raw material into their warehouse. Lastly is the production department. This department is responsible for running the production of furniture smoothly. They will make sure that the production and worker operate perfectly every day. 80% of the foreign worker is working under the production department. This department always running every day except the day off, and in each day the production is only stopped for 1 hour during lunch hour. This production department will make sure the production will running smoothly every day. Lastly, each department involved with creating the proper plan and strategy for the worker and to avoid from the shortage of the worker. The head of department must communicate with the worker to avoid the miscommunication and the human error during doing the task. Okay, next is the facility layout of the design. This is the original one. There are 8 stations in their warehouse. The first station is cutting machine, second is curving machine, drilling machine, aging machine, spray, and then go to installing hardware, separate order, and lastly is the packaging. Next is the suggested facility layout of the design. The suggested layout is the same like the original one. Because we only increase the time at the curving machine to move more faster to do their task. We only reduce the idle time at this curving machine station. Uh, This is the result for the original layout. As you can see at the simulation, this is the first one is warehouse, cutting machine, curving machine, drilling machine, aging machine, spray, installing hardware, separate order, and last is the finishing product. The simulation time for the original layout is 12 hours. Uh, the utilization for the original layout is for the warehouse is 0%. cutting machine also 0%, and for the curving machine is 92.02%. For the drilling machine is 92.01%. Aging machine is 88.68%. For the conveyor one is 84.55%. For the conveyor 2 is 67.41%. For the conveyor 3 is 57.51%. For the spray is 83.01%. For the conveyor 4 is 53.57%. And for the conveyor 5 is 65.76%. For the installing hardware is 91.33%. For separate order is 87.94%. Circular system packaging is 65.51%. And lastly is for conveyor 6 is 64.45%. This is the original layout for utilization. Next, for the each station, the operation is for the original layout. First is curving machine is 35.13%. Drilling machine is 55.26%. Aging machine is 56.27%. Spray 23.38%. Installing hardware is 32.23%. Separate order 44.56%. And packaging 65 and 65.51%. The ideal percent for original layout. Curving machine is 7.98%. Drilling machine 7.99%. Aging 11.31%. Spray 16.99%. Installing hardware 8.67%. Separate order 12.06%. And last is packaging 34.49%. So the total end for the furniture that we get in one day is 32. The average time in operation is 183.52 minutes. For each set of furniture, 3.88% in the move logic and 54.73% in the operation. For the suggested layout, we just are reducing the idle time at the curving machine. The simulation for suggested layout also for 12 hours, but at the utilization is more decreased than the original layout. The utilization of the suggested layout is for the warehouse and cutting machine is 0%. For the curving machine is 91.43%. For the drilling machine, 91.59%. For the aging machine is 83.58%. For the conveyor one is 85.70%. For the conveyor 2, 70.11%. For the conveyor 3 is 58.52%. For the spray is 75.91%. For the conveyor 4 is 42.89%. For the conveyor 5, 55.88%. For the installing hardware is 82.24%, and for the separate order is 82.47%. For the packaging is 64.55%, and lastly is the conveyance. The utilization is 58.30%. The suggested layout in the for each station, the operation is for curving machine is 30.14%, drilling machine 51.63%, aging machine 60.49%, spray 20.66%, installing hardware 30.08%, separate order 55.38%, lastly packaging 64.55%. And for the idle time, at the curving machine, we reduce it so it 80 8 8.57%. For drilling machine 8.41%, for aging machine 16.42%, and spray 24.09%. Installing hardware 17.75%, separate order 70.53%, and lastly packaging 35.45%. For suggested layout that we reduce the idle time for the curving machine, we get the set of furniture in a day is 37, and then the average time in the operation is more faster than the original one, it becoming 154.73 minutes. So the set of furniture that can we get is 4.22% in move logic, and the operation is 50.70%. Okay, for the summary, uh, the utilize has been increased because at the time in the curving we reduce it for the suggested layout. The waiting time could be reduced after make some changes. The curving machine we increase the production. We make it faster. So the simulation that we get is the production from 37 becoming to 42 set of furniture, and the runtime is still 12 hours in a day. Lastly is the recommendation. During our visit to Chae industry, Madam Wu told us about the problem that occur in the company, such as the shortage of worker, unorganized layout station, and lastly is human error that always happen when the production is running. So we analyze all of the problems and make some recommendation to operate their business in a smooth way. For the first problem is shortage of worker. This shortage of worker is always happen in the production team. It is because the workers are always tired and cannot last longer while doing their task. This is because the task is very complicated and is so hard. So the more worker will quit the work by itself. Our recommendation to Chae company is make a proper staff schedule and add a shift working at their staff. The proper schedule can make the organized for the work organized schedule for the worker, and for at shift working for their staff is company Chae can add shift morning, shift afternoon, and shift evening. And it also they can reduce the labor hours from 12 hours to 10 hours. Second is the unorganized layout station. Chae company has a very big warehouse, but their warehouse has a unorganized layout and the shape of layout station is L shape. Uh, we make a recommendation to Chae Industries company to rearrange the layout station. We suggest to rearrange to the uh, U-shaped layout. This is because a U-shaped layout can minimize the movement of the worker and the worker will get less tired. In the warehouse Chae company, they have used a lot of roller conveyor. It, if they can change into U-shaped layout station, uh, this roller conveyor will provide the convenient foundation for one piece flow and the communication among the worker it will becoming more easier. Lastly, the problem is the human error that always happen when the production is running. If the human error always happen, the company will suffer a huge loss. This is because the customer will return the product and they will produce a new product without make some charges. So our recommendation is added more automated machine in each station. In order to minimize the human error, uh, Chae company can add automated machine to reduce the error and increase the productivity of the task. That's all from me. Thank you.